What's up, guys? We're here with Monday Night NFL football action for Week 10. We'll take a deep dive on the Eagles versus Packers. I'll give out my favorite bets against the spread and over-under, and we're going to look at a bunch of NFL player props. Also, we're going to cover the entire 9-game NBA slate and look at some player props there as well, so buckle up. We have a great video for you today. Slam that like button and subscribe to the channel to make sure you keep seeing these videos every single day, and let us know what you're thinking in the comments. I personally read and answer every comment I get. Check the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks, and you should definitely check back a couple of times throughout the day to see if there are any changes with injury news coming out and player availability being confirmed. Yesterday, guys, a very solid of Sunday NFL action. You'll love to see it. A very solid day there on the premium side as well. We are guaranteed a winning day already on our football picks there for Sunday. We cashed the Giants, Chicago Bears under 46.5. Lots of points being scored in the fourth quarter. Made us sweat a little bit in this one, but the under eventually comes home for us in that 24-20 win there for the Bears on a pretty solid day from Caleb Williams. We had the Panthers at -5.5. So far, our only loss of the day. A massive no-show game there from Carolina. Bryce Young has now put up back-to-back terrible weeks, and the Saints managed to bottle up Dowdle, so nothing positive coming out of that one for us. We did have Detroit -8, and it was a blowout win there for the Lions behind big days from both Goff and the running game. The Commanders actually got a decent day from Mariota, but the defense had no answers for anything the Lions were trying to do, so we definitely cashed that one. We've got the Chargers live right now on Sunday Night Football. They're up 5-3, not even to halftime yet, so we'll see how that one finishes up. We cashed both our dog of the day and our massive lock of the day. We took Miami plus 9.5 as our dog of the day. An insane straight up win there for the Dolphins as we projected. A-Chain had a massive day, accounting for 225 yards of offense and 2 touchdowns. And despite Tua getting picked off twice, the Dolphins defense was able to do enough to slow down the Bills, and A-Chain took care of the rest. So a nice cash there on our dog of the day. We also cashed our lock of the day. We had the Ravens at -225 there on the money line. We also like them against the spread at -4, and either one of those would have cashed. They made us sweat a little bit in the first half, but took care of business to get us the win on our massive lock of the day. Anyone who took the -4, like we were saying, also got paid, so that was nice. They ended up winning 27-19 behind another good game from their defense and solid production from both Lamar and Derrick Henry. So guaranteed at least a 4-2 day, potentially a 5-1 day. So let's hope we can finish up the Sunday Night Football game the way we want. A very good day over there on the premium side as well. Already guaranteed positive units there on the NFL side, and lots of good stuff going on there. College basketball, a potential 4-0 day brewing there on the college basketball side. So we'll look into all that here in a few minutes, but we're going to dive in and break down this Monday Night Football game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. The Eagles come into this game 6-2 on the season. They're fresh off a 38-20 blowout win there against the Giants last week, where pretty much everything went the way they would have wanted. Hurts was great in that game, 15 of 20, 4 touchdowns, 179 yards through the air. He was sacked 4 times, so that's obviously not ideal, but he also ran the ball 4 times for 22 yards. Saquon finally had a breakout game, 14 carries, 150 yards, and a touchdown for him. Bigsby was also great, 9 carries, 104 yards for him. Just a massive, massive day there for the Eagles in the ground game, something they'll definitely want to replicate in this one if they can figure it out. Devonta Smith had a good day. Obviously, maybe not the full complement of Eagles wide receivers out there for that one, but they should be much, much healthier coming into this game for sure. The defense looked okay. They did give up 20 points, which isn't ideal. They slowed down but didn't stop Jackson Dart. They pretty much stopped the running game completely there, the Giants. That's a good look, especially when you're about to face a Packers team that is going to want to run the ball against them. They did a good job in general slowing down the wide receiver group. They didn't force any turnovers, but 5 sacks, that's a pretty decent day. And only giving up 20 points is definitely a decent day for any defense facing an NFL opponent. So we liked pretty much everything we saw from the Eagles their last time out in terms of their injury report coming into this game. They're pretty healthy on offense. That's a good sign. A.J. Brown going to be out there. No restrictions. That hamstring apparently fine. Cam Jurgens is out. So missing your starting center, especially for a team that likes to do the tush push, is a bit of a problem. But I do think they'll be okay. I think they're going to be like that. That is a void that can be at least semi-filled. And defensively, they are fully healthy coming into this game. That's a huge, huge deal. This is a team that has hung their hat on defense in recent years. And I think they could be, looking a little bit better defensively here in the back half of the season. I think that is certainly something that's in play here for the Eagles. And being fully healthy is a huge deal. Now, they're going on the road to Lambeau to take on the Packers, who, after getting a lot of Super Bowl hype coming into the season, have stumbled a little bit. They're 5-2-1 on the year. Their last time out was a 16-13 loss, a straight-up loss to the Carolina Panthers, and that loss continues to look worse and worse. When you look back at their record, their best win of the season came in Week 1, where they just totally blitzed the Detroit Lions, who didn't seem to have any answers. Since then, they look pretty pedestrian. I mean, a kind of close win there against Cincinnati, a very close win against Arizona, a 10-point win over Pittsburgh last week. I guess that's in contention for their best win of the season, but not not a lot of things looking as good as the Packers would have hoped. In that loss against the Panthers, obviously things didn't look good. Jordan Love, no touchdowns, 1 interception, sacked once, completed 26 of 37 passes. So I guess not a complete waste of a day, but not what you are expecting from somebody who's supposed to be, one of the top tier quarterbacks in the NFL. Josh Jacobs, he had a monster day. He's kind of been the driving force behind this offense. 17 carries, 87 yards, and a touchdown for him. Nothing wrong with that. Romeo Doubs had a big day as well. But in the end, they only put up 13 points, and that's not going to win you very many football games. So not a great look there. Defensively, they gave up only 16 points to the Panthers, who are terrible just for the record. They didn't allow Bryce Young to do anything, although he hasn't done anything 2 weeks in a row here now. They did have an interception, but they got destroyed by the Panthers' running game. Dowdle had 130 yards on the ground on 25 carries and 2 rushing touchdowns. A huge concern here as the Packers are about to go up against Saquon Barkley, who just had a massive week last week. So we'll see how this one goes, but I am definitely worried about the defense here for the Packers. Kind of worried about the offense, too, if I'm being honest. Now, looking at the injury report here for Green Bay, Golden looks like there's a really good chance he misses this game. So being without one of their top 2 wide receivers is certainly a problem here. He did practice once last week, but it was in a limited fashion. So for sure not a lock that he plays or that he's anywhere close to 100%. They could also be missing Zach Tom there at right tackle. That would not be ideal going up against an Eagles team that is definitely more than happy to pressure the passer. Defensively, they are fully healthy, but they were fairly healthy in that game against the Panthers, and that did not work out. They were unable to stop the run, so something they're definitely going to have to address in this game. Now, looking at the numbers for this one, guys, the Packers are actually 1-point favorites at home. We got a total of 45.5 in this game. The weather concerns for this one are kind of minimal. It is going to be pretty cold. Temperatures around 30, 31 degrees. Only 6 mile an hour per hour wind, so nothing too crazy, but a little bit of a breeze, and no precipitation is showing up on the radar. So it should be a dry game, but a little bit colder than teams are used to here in the early goings. We'll see if that has any impact. The Eagles, they're 3-1 against the spread this year on the road. They are 5-3 to the over on the season. Green Bay's 2-2 against the spread at home. They are 4-4 to the over/under this season. Guys, I'll be taking the Eagles here on the road. Missing Tucker Kraft is a big deal for the Packers. Golden could be out as well, as he only practiced in a limited fashion once this week. The Eagles missing their starting center isn't ideal, but their defense being fully healthy is a huge deal, and I just don't see Jordan Love and company being able to hold it down against an actual good team. In terms of the total for this game, it's going to be a slight lean towards the over here. Playing in the cold, I'm not sure if that's actually something I'm going to get involved with too much, but I will lean just a little bit towards the over. A lot of games these teams have been playing recently, we've seen scores, around total scores around 50, so you could lean towards the over if you wanted to, but my main lean on this one is just going to be the Eagles. I'll be staying away from the total here pretty much. In terms of some props for this game, first up, I'll be taking Josh Jacobs to score a touchdown in this one at -155. Obviously, it's not a great price, but he's been in the end zone in each of their last 5 games, and even if they don't have a great time here against the Eagles, I do expect him to probably find the end zone here at least once. I'll also take Josh Jacobs here under 18.5 receiving yards at -114. He's been under this number for 3 weeks in a row and even had 4 catches versus Carolina. All that got him was 13 yards. Also, he's going against a much better defense this week, so even if they do try and work him there into the passing game, I don't really see him getting that much done in that particular situation. I definitely think the under on his receiving yards is very live in this spot. I'll also take Dotson here, under 3.5 receiving yards at -120. Might be a little weird to be on the wide receiver 3 in this spot, but he looked good last week, catching one of his 2 targets for 40 yards and a touchdown. I think he gets enough targets in this one to get over this extremely small number. We only need him to catch like 1 pass. I don't think that's too big of an ask. He doesn't get a ton of targets, so that is a concern, but I do think he can get us 1 or 2 catches in this one, and that will obviously be enough to get us over this very, very tiny number. I'll also take Jalen Hurts, under 27.5 passing attempts here at -110. He's been under this number 3 weeks in a row, and it doesn't seem to need a ton of attempts to get his passing yards. The Eagles have been getting better production from Saquon, so no need for Hurts to be slinging it 30-plus times. I think they're going to want to focus on the running game here, and I think it's going to result in a low passing total here for Jalen Hurts. I'll also take Romeo Doubs here over 4.5 receptions at -105. He's been over this number for the last 5 weeks, and with the pass catching group for the Packers getting even more shorthanded, they are going to need him to step up. He'll be getting plenty of targets. Catching 5 of them does not seem like too crazy of an ask to me. I also will take A.J. Brown here over 56.5 receiving yards at -110. Reportedly, he's fully recovered from his hamstring problem. Will be going full speed in this one. In his last 4 games that he's been out there, he's been over this number in 3 of them. And with a guy like him, it could potentially only take 1 catch to surpass this number. So I do think the Eagles will take a shot or 2 down the field. I think their shots are very likely to be aimed at A.J. Brown. And even if they're not, he could break a long one just in the normal. He could catch one and catch a 10-yard pass and take off for 60 yards. So not beyond the realm of possibility. I definitely think his over on receiving yards odds is very, very live. Hey guys, hopping here with a quick shout out to the sponsor of today and every day's video, and that is StumpTheSpread.com. Click the link in the description to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily NBA, NHL, UFC, NFL, college football, and also college basketball picks. We had an extremely solid day there yesterday on the college basketball side, a potential 4-0 day if Baylor can hold on here in the second half. NFL, a very tumultuous day, but still up well over 1 unit. I know being up only 1 unit doesn't seem like much, but on a crazy day of NFL action, we will certainly take it. Could be more than that if the night game works out there for our premium capper. So a pretty solid day over there. Does look like maybe a tough one on the NBA prop side, but you definitely want to get over there and check out those premium picks, guys. Tons and tons of information every single day across every major sport. We have a team of experts over there covering all these games, guys, covering all these sports. Each one has over a decade's worth of experience covering his given sport. So a wealth of experience out there, tons of analysis going into every single one of the plays that we send out to you guys. So definitely want to get in on that. You also want to get over to StumpTheSpread.com, and it's very easy. Just click the link in the description or type StumpTheSpread.com into your browser of choice. You can see the free picks that are posted there under the free picks tab. There will be at least one free college basketball pick in there tomorrow, probably more than that, maybe some NHL coming in there late, maybe some NBA coming in there late as starters are confirmed. So definitely want to get over there, check the free picks tab. Definitely also want to get over there, use that free to use bet size calculator, but maybe most importantly, get over there to StumpTheSpread.com and get on that free email newsletter, guys. The free email newsletter was a treasure trove of value this week. Absolutely insane value there on the touchdown props that go out every single week. Cashed 4 out of the 6 touchdown props we sent out. And these were big underdogs, guys. Alex Pierce, plus 270, cashed. Jackson Dart, plus 190, cashed. Kyron Williams, plus 100, cashed. And Juwan Jennings, plus 240, also cash. So definitely get on that email list, guys. It was a great week for the touchdown props. You want to get in on those, and that was absolutely free. Also, in those emails, there'll be free picks every single day. Information on niche sports, like golf, NASCAR, tennis, great stuff like that. Parlays are often included and big write-ups on all the major sports, so you definitely want to get in on that. It's super easy to sign up. Go to StumpTheSpread.com, click that little green login button at the top right corner. That'll prompt you to set up a free account. All they'll ask for is your name and your email address. That is it. You'll get one email straight to your inbox every single day with all that great information in it. So definitely get in on that. And you also want to get over to StumpTheSpread.com and check out all of our premium stuff, guys. This, what you're about to see on the screen, is all the premium picks that happened on Sunday. Look at that list. That is a massive list. Looks like we're going to be up around 1.5, maybe 2.5 units, depending on how the night game there goes on Sunday Night Football. Some bad luck there, especially that Ravens first half play not coming through. That was a little bit tough, but a decent day of NFL, but college basketball really popping off here, getting a little bit of a sample size, getting some looks at these teams and looking very good. We cashed South Dakota State plus 10.5, Baylor minus 5.5. They're leading here after half, so they're looking pretty good there. Oklahoma State plus 3. I think they came with, it was a 10-point win. They won that game straight up though. We had Denver plus 7.5 as a half unit play as well. They came through for us as well. So a very good day, maybe an undefeated day there on the college basketball side. On the NBA side of things, we cashed the Rockets at -4. A bit of a come behind win, but we'll definitely take it. On the player props, which had been red hot heading into today, some kind of tough luck. Derek White having a slightly better game than expected, just barely over his 20.5 points plus rebounds. Jaden McDaniels still live, playing well early on in that Timberwolves game. Isaiah Joe got the minutes, maybe not as many as we're used to seeing from him, so that was part of the problem, but didn't quite make it to over 13.5 points plus assists. Kelly Oubre Jr.'s already knocked down 1 3-pointer with basically the whole fourth quarter to go, so we just need him to knock down 1 more, and we'll be in a little bit better shape there. But not the best of what we've been doing in NBA recently. NBA had been on fire coming into this day, so yeah, maybe we'll get back after it here. We've got a big NBA slate on Monday, so that should get right back on track. And on the NHL side, already cashed the Kings today. Still have the Winnipeg Jets to go as a big 2-unit play, but that game doesn't happen until much later in the evening. So as you can see, tons and tons of great information there in the premium section. Every single one of those picks comes with a big write-up explaining our thought process, explaining why we liked that pick. So definitely get in on that if you guys are interested. And also, if you're a huge fan of what you're seeing from us here every single day, click that little join button right below the video to sign up for a YouTube channel membership. YouTube channel members get early access to all of our videos, get the name on screen in every single video, but maybe more importantly, they get access to our members only giveaways. And today is the 10th, guys. It's the day you've been waiting for. We are about to spin for our members only giveaway. Whoever wins this spin is going to get a Stump Spread hoodie mailed straight to their address. We do one of these every single week. We're going to go ahead and press the button, spin this wheel. It's got the name of every single of our 113 channel members on it. We'll see who it lands on, who's getting the free hoodie this week. It looks like this week's winner is going to be John McCoy, you're the winner of this week's giveaway. Get down there in the comments. Let us know that you see that you won the giveaway. We'll be able to get that hoodie made up and out to you. It could be to your doorstep in as little as 7 days. So it can take up to 14, but the dream is for it to be to your house in 1 week. So let us know that you see you won that giveaway. Also, guys, if you want to be in on these giveaways in the future, we do one every single week. So definitely get in on that. Become a YouTube channel member if you are interested. Really appreciate all my YouTube channel members over here. Let's go ahead and dive back in, though. We've got a whole NBA slate to cover here on a very, very busy Monday. So let's go ahead and dive in. First up, we're going to be looking at the Los Angeles Lakers as they head to Charlotte to take on the Hornets. Now, the Lakers come into this game 7-3 on the season, fresh off a little bit of a down game, though. They went into Atlanta and ended up losing by 20, losing 122 to 102. Not their best showing. I mean, we didn't hate what we saw from Luka necessarily. I mean, 22 points in his 27 minutes. Not his best shooting night, but also not his worst. Just the players around him didn't have the best time. Vanderbilt and Dalton Connect both looked good coming off the bench. Vanderbilt had 18 boards in that game, but just not enough to get over the top there against the Hawks. I mean, the Lakers, they shot 12 of 30 from 3. That's not bad. You're not going to shoot all that much better from distance than that. But yeah, they really struggled. Didn't play a lot of defense in that game. Had no answers. Just kind of getting blitzed there by the Atlanta Hawks. So a bit of a down game there for the Lakers, who have been okay. You know, still no LeBron all season. Luka's missed some time. Austin Reeves being out is a bit of a concern here. He's still on the injury report for this game. It sounds like that groin issue is going to keep him questionable for this one. I'd be a little bit shocked to see them rush him back, especially from a groin issue. Something if you aggravated that can get much, much worse. Now, Gabe Vincent, he's dealing with that ankle issue. He's apparently ramping up, but has not been cleared for one-on-one contact work, so he's not all that close to coming back. So it won't be the full-strength Lakers here as they head into Charlotte to take on the Hornets, who are 3-6 on the year. They're fresh off of just getting blown out there in Miami, losing that game at 126 to 108. They also lost to the Pelicans before that. They are back home for this one, so maybe that'll help a little bit. I mean, we liked what we saw from Concanopoulos. He looked really, really good. He's been playing well. It's been a bright spot, but it did take him 23 shots to get his 30 points. That's not ideal. Obviously, missing their best two players once again is not exactly what you're hoping to see if you're a Charlotte Hornets fan. So we'll see what the injury report looks like for this one. Unfortunately, LaMelo Ball, Miles Bridges, not going to be back anytime soon. Brandon Miller also not going to be back anytime soon. It doesn't sound like. Yeah, LaMelo Ball's officially ruled out, and Miles Bridges with his back issue is questionable. So it's going to be a very short-handed Hornets team coming into this game. They are getting 7 points at home. We've got a total of 232.5. The Lakers are 7-3 against the spread this year. They're 8-2 to the over. The Hornets are 4-5 against the spread. They are 5-4 to the under. I do think over 232.5 has some value in this game. I think we'll see plenty of offense, but much better than that, guys. I like the Lakers at -7 quite a bit. I even like their, even their second stringers, even their bench, to me, feels a little bit better than what the Hornets are putting out there, generally speaking. Maybe not all their starters, but a good chunk. And when you're missing your two best players, it's not going to be a good time. So definitely give me the Lakers here at -7. Next up, we've got our first nationally televised game of the day. We've got the Washington Wizards heading to Detroit to take on the Pistons. Now, the Pistons and 76ers are still playing right now, so our injury updates on the Pistons, we'll definitely have to check back on those tomorrow. But the Wizards, they come into this game just looking terrible. 1-9 on the season. They've just been the worst team in the NBA pretty convincingly all year long. They just lost 111 to 105 against the Mavericks, a team that's also had a really, really bad time to start the year. CJ McCollum, I guess he's trying to up his trade value or just maybe trying to feel better about himself. Congrats, you blocked a rookie or stripped the ball from a rookie and you got to stare him down. Well, congrats, your team still loses and you're on the Washington Wizards and nobody wants to trade for you because you're a little bit overvalued. We'll see. I mean, I've been a fan of CJ McCollum before. I really wanted him and Dame to do really, really well. Something about that move just rubbed me a little bit the wrong way. Like, you're playing on the Wizards, bud. Like, there's a reason you ended up on the Wizards. I don't know. We've loved what we saw from Keyshawn George this season in general. Alex Sarr has been amazing. That's a big bright spot here for Washington, but overall, this season, not really looking too hot so far for the Wizards. We'll see what this team looks like down the stretch. I do think they'll move on from guys like Middleton and CJ McCollum. Maybe they can find a way to be productive somewhere else. McCollum and Chris Middleton are going to be healthy and ready to go for this game. Alex Sarr will be out there as well as they go on the road to take on what could be a pretty tired Detroit Pistons team. They're up by 3 with about a minute left, so we'll see. They've been playing really, really well. Winners of 5 in a row. Definitely in the driver's seat to potentially make it 6 in a row. They played, okay, in a relatively low-scoring game there against the 76ers. We'll see if they come out on top. Cade, as usual, having to do most of the heavy lifting, not getting a ton of help. They were supposed to put more help around him. Duncan Robinson having a great game, especially by his standards. The bench, though, 14 points from Karis LeVert is a step in the right direction. So we'll see what they look like in this one, see what that injury report looks like. Obviously, not a ton of clarity as they are still playing in their current game. Tobias Harris potentially could still be missing this game, and Isaiah Stewart could also be out. Those are two pretty important pieces for this squad. So we'll see what goes on in this one. Looking at the numbers, the Pistons are 12.5-point favorites. We've got a total of 234.5. Washington is 1-9 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. Detroit is 7-2 against the spread, 4-1 to the over/under. This feels disgusting, but I'm going to be leaning towards the Wizards here, getting 12.5 points. I think they can find a way to keep this to single digits. This isn't going in the pin comment or anything like that, but I do think this is going to be a tired Pistons team, and I think that could lead to the Wizards being able to make this an actual basketball game. Speaking of tired basketball teams, guys, we've got the Portland Trailblazers heading to Orlando to take on the Magic. The Trailblazers aren't the tired ones. It'll be the Magic in this one, but Portland, they're coming off a 136-131 loss there in Miami. I mean, they kept it pretty close there against the Heat, played okay, I'll say. I mean, a plus 24 there from Denny Adjeva. He's playing out of his mind this year. 33 points, 11 boards, 8 assists. A monster game from him, just not quite enough to get the win. The bench was terrible. Jeremy Grant was a minus 19 despite scoring 18 points. As a team, they shot the ball terribly from three, 27.5% from long range. Not going to get it done in today's NBA. So we'll see how things look in this one for the Trailblazers. Obviously, they've been an interesting team. They are one game over 500 still. They're fully healthy coming into this game as well, so that's a big step in the right direction. We'll see what they eventually look like when they get Scoot back and guys like that, but right now, this is just an interesting team. I'm not sure it's an elite team, but we'll see what they can do here. Heading to Orlando to take on the Magic. Now, the Magic have been a pretty big letdown team this year, I'm not going to lie. They did not get off to the hottest start. We'll see what they look like down the stretch in this one, but it has not necessarily always been pretty. So, like I said, we'll see what they can eventually do. In their 111-107 loss against the Celtics last night, so they're going to be playing on no rest as well. I mean, Paolo Banchero went off for 28 points, but that was not enough. 20 points from Franz Wagner, still not enough. The bench, 12 points from Tristan da Silva. He played okay, but other than that, the bench was basically a black hole of production. It was terrible. As a team, they shot 23.3% from three. Desmond Bane, 32 minutes, 12 points, 4 of 10 from the field, 2 of 6 from three. A -3. I mean, I really thought this acquisition was going to work out better. Here in the early returns, it's just not looking so hot. So we'll see what the Magic can do in this one. I am a big Desmond Bane supporter. I hope he can figure things out there. They are fully healthy coming into this game, but like I said, playing on no rest, things could end up cropping up on that injury report. Now, looking at the numbers, right now the Magic are 2.5-point favorites. We've got a total of 230.5. Portland's 6-3 against the spread. They're 7-2 to the over. Orlando's 3-6 against the spread. They're 5-4 to the over. I do think over 230.5 is a possibility in this game. I do worry a little bit, just based on Orlando being a little bit tired for this one. So probably not going to get super involved in that total. I do kind of like the Blazers here getting 2.5 points against a tired Orlando team that's really still struggling to figure things out, but nothing from this game, guys, is going to make that pinned comment. Next up, guys, we got a very exciting game, a game that should definitely be on Peacock instead of the Washington-Detroit game. We've got the Cleveland Cavaliers going on the road to take on the Miami Heat. Now, Cleveland been playing really well. Winners of 4 in a row, wins over the Hawks, 76ers, Wizards, and Bulls. So some pretty solid stuff. Donovan Mitchell playing great go-ahead basket with 34 seconds left as they make a come-from-behind win there against a very tough Bulls team. Liked in general what we saw from Cleveland there. DeAndre Hunter crossing over Giddey, making him maybe not break an ankle, but definitely turn an ankle. That was pretty wild stuff. He finished with 29 points. It was a plus 23. Him coming back has been a massive difference maker for this team. We haven't necessarily been in love with what we've seen from Garland. We'll see what he can do in this game. He was not out there in the last game. Alonzo Ball, he's playing okay, but still not doing enough offensively, in my opinion. But we'll see. Obviously, he's, a point guard first kind of guy. Love what we're seeing from Mobley, Jared Allen. Just in general, this team is playing really, really well right now. In terms of their injury report, guys, Darius Garland should be out there for this game. Larry Nance Jr. is the only meaningful piece on the injury report. He's got a knee issue. He's questionable for this game as they head to Miami to take on the Heat. Now, the Heat, kind of out of nowhere, are 6-4. They just knocked off the Trailblazers and the Hornets. They don't really have any massive marquee wins. I'm not counting a win against the Clippers as a massive marquee win at all, but we'll see what they can do. They did knock off the Knicks, so we'll see. In that win over the Blazers their last time out, a big, big day out there, just kind of in general. 4 starters scoring double figures. Norman Powell putting up 22 points, but the real shining light there was Nikola Jovic, 29 points, 9 boards, 7 assists, 10 of 16 from the field. He was a plus 20 there coming off the pine. This is what they were hoping he could turn into. if this can continue to be the case for him, that can continue to be the norm, that is a massive, massive deal. Speaking of norm, Norman Powell continues to really just get buckets there for the Miami Heat. So liking a lot of what we're seeing here from Miami in terms of their injury report. Bam, still dealing with that injury, that toe issue. He's been officially ruled out for this game, will not be out there. Could be a problem. They've got some bigs to deal with. So Kelly Ware will need to have a very, very good game. Looking at the numbers, the Heat, they're getting 6.5 points at home. We've got a total of 243.5. Cleveland's only 3-7 against the spread. They're 5-5 to the over/under. Miami is 7-3 against the spread. They're 6-4 to the over. I think this is a matchup problem situation. I think the Heat are going to really, really struggle. I mean, maybe not necessarily to guard guys on the perimeter, although they could struggle with Garland and Donovan Mitchell. I think they're also going to struggle with Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley on the interior. Like, do we really want Wiggins guarding Evan Mobley? Like, I don't know how that's going to go down low. I think it's going to go pretty poorly. I don't know if Kelly Ware can really handle Jarrett Allen either. So, yeah, a little bit of a concerning spot for the Heat. I'm going to be taking the Cavaliers here at -6.5 with the potential to end up in the pinned comment. Next up, guys, in another game I would have loved to see beat nationally televised, we're looking at the San Antonio Spurs heading to Chicago to take on the Bulls. The Spurs are 7-2 on the season. They're fresh off a 126-119 win over the Pelicans. Definitely much closer of a game than it should have been, although it was probably a bit of a letdown after beating the Rockets there in an NBA Cup game. So very good stuff there against the Pelicans. De'Aaron Fox hitting the ground looking great. 24 points from him. A very, very solid day. Still looks like the fastest guy on the floor. We are absolutely loving what we're seeing from guys like Devin Vassell, Stephon Castle. Loving what we're seeing from Keldon Johnson coming off the bench. Champagnie coming off the bench has looked really, really good. The whole bench unit, honestly, for this team looks excellent. And then you have the occasional just nuts pop-off game from Wemby. He did have 18 points, 18 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 3 blocks. He did also have 5 turnovers. Got to work. Him handling the ball too much is starting to look a little bit sketchy. Just a little bit sketchy. So we'll see how that goes down the stretch here. But loving what we're seeing right now from the San Antonio Spurs in terms of health coming into this game. Basically, everybody's ready to go in the starting lineup. Dylan Harper still out. Luke Kornet still out. A couple guys that would be very, very nice to get back. That would make this team even tougher. And Luke Kornet is officially questionable, so there's a chance he could play in this game. Now, the Bulls come into this one 6-3 on the season. They've lost 3 out of their last 4. Not a great look here letting that lead get away there against the Cavaliers. We'll see what they can do in this one. Giddey's obviously had an amazing season. Played 33 minutes in that loss. 15 points, 9 boards, 6 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, and a couple turnovers. An 0-for-3 shooting night from 3. As a starting unit, they really struggled from deep. Everybody except for Okoro went 0-for from 3 in that game. And as a team, they did end up shooting 13 of 29 thanks to some very good bench shooting from Patrick Williams and Jalen Smith. So we'll see what they can do. See if they've got a little bit of a bounce back in them here. They will be playing at home, so that does help. But they're playing against a very, very tough opponent here. So looking at the injury report here from the Bulls is going to be very, very key. Giddey is on there. He rolled his ankle pretty good there. That was a tough look. He's questionable for this game. I'd be a little bit surprised to see him play. I'd be even more surprised if he played and was at full strength. Other than him, Kobe White's still going to be out. Patrick Williams is on the injury report as well. He's dealing with a finger issue. He's probable, so I think he'll be out there. Looking at the numbers, the Bulls are 3.5-point underdogs at home. We've got a total of 234.5. The Spurs are 4-3-2 against the spread. They're 5-4 to the over. The Bulls are 7-2 against the spread. 5-4 to the over. Maybe a tiny lean towards the over here. I'm not too interested in that. I'm much more interested in just taking the Spurs here, -3.5. I think this is by far the better and much, much deeper team. I think we're going to see San Antonio pretty much cruising this one. Whether or not Wemby has a great game is not going to be the determining factor for them anymore. Obviously, he still creates all kinds of issues out there, but I definitely like the Spurs here to win this game comfortably by more than 3.5 points. I've also got a player prop that I like quite a bit for this game. I'll take Trey Jones. Under 6.5 assists here at -130. He's been under this number the last 5 games in a row, and even if he gets a minutes bump in this one, gets more playing time, he's not going to like the pressure that San Antonio was able to bring here on defense. They've got lots of great perimeter defenders. I think he's going to have a rough time out there. I think the Bulls might have a rough time knocking down the shots, so I'll definitely take his under here on assists. Next on the docket, we've got the Milwaukee Bucks going on the road to take on the Dallas Mavericks. The Bucks come into this game 6-4 on the season. They did lose to the Rockets their last time out, 122-115. I mean, Giannis going off for 37 points makes sense, but they also couldn't stop KD, who went off for 31 points of his own, made 11 out of 15 shots, a vintage Kevin Durant game. After he was getting a little bit of flack, he comes out and plays great. Sengun played great against the Bucks as well. So yeah, a tough day defensively there for Milwaukee. Obviously, Giannis, 37 points in 36 minutes. Is incredible. That's just kind of what he does. Miles Turner maybe starting to find it a little bit here, but was a -17 and only scored 13 points. 19 from Ryan Rollins. he's starting to feel more and more like the second best player on this team, if I'm being honest. I don't know what the Bucks can really do. The bench looks okay. Cole Anthony, 12. Kuzma, 11. Bobby Portis, still struggling a little bit, although he looked much better in that game. It was perfect from the field, so very, very good stuff. He was a +9. The bench looked good. The starting unit did not have a good time there against Houston. So we'll see what they can do in this one. The injury report is always a concern there for the Bucks. Giannis isn't even listed on the injury report. Maybe they've gotten fed up with his whole listing him as probable every game in case he needs to sit out. Kevin Porter Jr. could be a big piece for this team eventually, but yeah, still he underwent surgery on his right knee on Monday. We'll see when he comes back. It's going to be months and months. So we'll see how that works out. They're going to be going on the road to take on the Mavs. The Mavs are 3-7 on the season. They're fresh off a rare win for them. They got a 111-105 win there against the Wizards. So they'll definitely take it. It was not pretty. We saw Cooper Flag kind of get, what's the right word? Kind of a welcome to the NBA moment with CJ McCollum ripping the ball away from him and staring him down. Still think that's a little aggressive to do against a kid who is like 12 years old basically, but you do you, go off King. But in general, haven't loved what we've seen from Cooper Flag overall. Putting him into the point guard spot seems pretty brutal. D'Angelo Russell, 17 minutes, 6 points, 0 of 6 from 3. I mean, this team is set up very poorly. Anthony Davis being out, obviously Kyrie being out. This is a disaster. It's going to go down. The Luka trade is obviously going down in history as one of the worst decisions a franchise has ever made. So we'll see what the Mavs can do in this one. Looking at the injury report, it's not looking great. Anthony Davis, Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford, all on the injury report. AD, he's dealing with that calf issue. He is officially questionable. So there's a chance he comes back for this game, but seems a little bit unlikely to me. We'll see. Derek Lively, he's dealing with the knee issue. He's doubtful for this game. Seems like it would be a pretty big shock if he played. And Gafford dealing with that ankle issue is questionable. It actually seems like he's trending towards playing, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, the Mavs do have the advantage of the Bucks playing on back-to-back days, so you got to keep a close eye there on the Giannis injury stuff. He could end up on the report later tonight or tomorrow morning, so keep an eye on that. They're getting 2.5 points at home. Like I said, the Mavs are. We got a total of 231.5. Milwaukee's 6-4 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. Dallas is 4-6 against the spread, 8-2 to the under. I'm not going to get too into this game until I have a more clear idea of who's actually going to play for the Milwaukee Bucks. So it's a bit of a wait and see spot for me, with maybe a slight lean towards the Bucks if everybody's going to be out there. Next up, guys, we're looking at the New Orleans Pelicans going on the road to take on the Phoenix Suns. The Pelicans are 2-7 on the season. They're fresh off a 126-119 loss there to the Spurs. Man, this Pelicans team, pretty brutal. We loved what we saw from Trey Murphy III. A monster game from him. 38 minutes, 41 points, 15 of 22 from the field. I mean, the dude shot the lights out. He had a great game, but all of it was wasted there in eventual loss. I mean, I don't know what we're really supposed to feel super optimistic about here for the Pelicans. I mean, Fears played well. That's great. Derek Queen playing well off the bench. That's all fantastic. Zion already missing time. Like, at what level are we going to start considering Zion a bust here? Like, that is very concerning. I was hyped about this dude. He went to Duke. I was hyped about Zion coming into the league, and it just... I mean, I don't know. I feel like going to New Orleans is the big problem. A very poorly run franchise. Ask JJ Redick what he thinks about the New Orleans Pelicans. I mean, that's kind of all I've got to say about that. Not loving life right now if you're a New Orleans Pelicans fan. I would assume the injury report coming in this one, Zion, shocker, on there. Jordan Poole on there as well. I thought Jordan Poole might have a revival there with the Pelicans. Not the case. Zion, he will miss at least 1 week still, so still got at least a couple days left before he'll be back. Maybe more. Hamstring issues can be a long-term problem. And Jordan Poole, he's going to be out here for quite a bit. So not looking good right now for the Pelicans. They're taking on the Suns. Phoenix, they're 5-5 on the season. They just swept the Clippers in a little 2-game series there against the Clippers, a home-and-home series. They won at home 15-102, and then they went to LA and won 114-103. The Clippers, another team in massive trouble. So we'll see what the Suns can do in this one. Booker just killing it out there. Only 8 of 19 from the field, but he looked really good. Had 10 rebounds, 9 assists, as about as close of a miss on triple double as you can get. Very good stuff from him. We're liking what we're seeing from Grayson Allen. Mark Williams is kind of making the Lakers look dumb, although that DeAndre Ayton thing is somehow magically working out. We'll see what goes on with that down the stretch, but his track record is not amazing. Colin Gillespie playing some good minutes off the bench. Royce O'Neal, a consummate veteran, coming off the bench as well. They shot the ball really well against the Clippers. We'll see if they can do that here again, playing at home against a much worse team than New Orleans Pelicans. Now, Jalen Green will be out for this game. Pretty unfortunate to see him come back, look so good, and then re-injure that hamstring. He had to be helped off. I don't know. That looked really, really bad. So we'll see what he can do. Feel really bad for him. Hopefully, get well soon, Jalen Green. Devin Booker still going to have to lead the way. And Dylan Brooks being back is definitely a big step in the right direction. So looking at the numbers, guys, the Suns are -6.5. We've got a total of 229.5. The Pelicans are 4-4-1 against the spread. They're 5-4 to the over. The Suns are 6-4 against the spread, and they're a 500 over/under team. I will be leaning towards the Suns here at -6.5. I just don't have anything good to say about the Pelicans right now. The Suns are playing hard on a nightly basis. That's enough for me to get a little bit on board here. 6.5 is a lot of points, so this probably won't make the pin comment, but I do think that's the side that I want. I also think over 229.5 is very live in this game. Neither team is going to be great defensively. Both of them can score it a little bit, even though the Pelicans are without their probably two best scorers. I still think we can get to 230 total points in this game. I also have a prop that I like for this one. I'll take Devin Booker over 9.5 made field goals here at -140. So not an incredible price, but he's basically the only offensive option for the Suns right now. Dylan Brooks being back doesn't help that situation, but he's going to be the one taking plenty of shots. He's playing really, really well, playing more minutes than I'd have expected as well. He has double-digit made field goals in 7 of his last 8 games, and also that Pelicans defense is pretty terrible. Rounding into the home stretch here, guys, we're looking at the Minnesota Timberwolves going on the road to take on the Utah Jazz. Now, the Timberwolves will be playing on back-to-back nights. They're playing right now in Sacramento. Going to have to go from Sacramento to Utah. Obviously, not that crazy of a flight. They're up big at halftime over the Kings, so might not have to play everybody their full increment of minutes. We'll have to wait and see on that. So far, they've been playing well. Anthony Edwards coming back is a big, big deal, and so far in the first half of this game, Julius Randle playing great, Rudy Gobert playing really well, Anthony Edwards playing great, although only 4 of 11 from the field. So liking, obviously, what we're seeing from the Timberwolves. Are also playing well defensively, so a lot of good news there from Minnesota. Obviously, no updated injury report, but no problems at time of recording, so we kind of expect everybody to be available here on the second half of a back-to-back, but that can always be a little bit sketchy. Now, they're heading to Utah to take on the Jazz. Utah, they're 3-6 on the year, another tank-it-out season for the Utah Jazz. They're coming off a blowout loss where they didn't even try against the Timberwolves. Now they're going to get another shot. They'll be playing at home in this one, so we'll see if they can do a little bit better. Anthony Edwards torched them in that game, going, 7 of 12 from three-point range, like crazy stuff. He was a +32 and put up 37 points. Markkanen, a terrible night. They didn't even play everybody. They only played Markkanen 21 minutes, 26 minutes for Keontae George, 26 minutes for Isaiah Collier. I swear, guys, tanking is one of the biggest problems that needs to be addressed in this league. I know everybody wants to talk about the betting stuff. I actually think the tanking stuff is maybe even more of a blight on the league. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on in this one for the Utah Jazz. Obviously, a terrible showing their last time out. Their injury report looks clean. They are rested and ready to go for this one. They're only getting 8.5 points at home right now. We'll see if that changes. We've got a total of 234.5. Minnesota's 3-6 against the spread, 7-2 to the over. Utah's 5-4 against the spread, 5-4 to the under. This does not feel good. I'm going to lean towards the Utah Jazz here, getting 8.5 points. This is the second half of a back-to-back for the Timberwolves, obviously, and this is the second game in a 2-game series, both games being against Minnesota here for Utah. I think that gives them a significant advantage. That second time after you face a team can be pretty tough, so this is a slight lean towards the Jazz, but I am not getting involved. This game is not making the pin comment. Last but not least here, guys, we're looking at the Atlanta Hawks going on the road to take on the LA Clippers. The Hawks come into this game 5-5 on the year. They just blew out the Lakers by 20 their last time out, so a very, very good game there for Atlanta. Obviously, they've been missing Trae Young quite a bit. I will not stand for any Trae Young slander here. He's clearly one of the better guards in the league. I know his defense isn't great, but that dude has done an insane amount. I do not think the Hawks are better without him. Now that we've got that aside, they are playing pretty well without him. We're liking Nickeil Alexander-Walker stepping into that void when needed. We also liked what they did just, kind of by committee there, handling the ball. Dyson Daniels, 13 assists. I do not think that's something he can do on a nightly basis, but he did it, so well played by him. We like what we saw from Kongwu, like what we saw from pretty much everyone. Ricochet having another nice game. Just very good stuff. Newell playing great off the bench. Love what we saw just in general. This is a very, very good game and showing a lot of depth there by the Atlanta Hawks. Now, coming into this game, we'll see how things look. Nickeil Alexander-Walker on the injury report. Jalen Johnson on there as well. Two pretty key pieces. Nickeil Alexander-Walker with that back issue is officially questionable for this game. I would think he's trending towards playing. Jalen Johnson with his quad issue is questionable for this game as well. That seems very up in the air whether he will be available or not. So we'll see what they can do going on the road to take on the Clippers, who have now lost 4 in a row. I don't know what's going on here for the Clippers. There are theories aplenty. I mean, obviously you've got the whole aspiration scandal surrounding Steve Ballmer and Kawhi Leonard. You also have the whole gambling situation, the whole rigged poker game situation that, got Chauncey Billups arrested, and Tyronn Lue has also been heavily implicated in that all over the internet. So maybe the distractions are coming into play here. They just lost to the Suns 114-103. Zubac led the way with 21 points. This was obviously a bit of a, not a fully shorthanded day. I mean, James Harden played 41 minutes in that game. We didn't see Kawhi in that one. That's obviously a big problem for them when he doesn't play, but that's something that they should have probably penciled in. Like, Kawhi, not a guy that's going to be available every night. John Collins is playing great off the bench. It's just not paying off. This team is having a lot of problems. Their defense is not great either. They come into this game, Bradley Beal and Kawhi Leonard both on the injury report. Color me shocked that Kawhi Leonard and Bradley Beal are both on the injury report. Beal, he's questionable due to left hip soreness. Shocking that Bradley Beal could miss a basketball game. Kawhi Leonard dealing with, he's going to miss the next few games with a sprained right ankle, and that was only a couple days ago, so who knows when we'll see Kawhi again. It will apparently not be very soon. Obviously, you expect Kawhi in his game to play injury stuff close to the chest. That's been their MO basically his entire career since he left, even before he left San Antonio. So very little information there. Seems very clear it will be no Kawhi, though. So looking at the numbers, the Clippers are 5.5-point favorites at home. We've got a total of 224.5. Atlanta's 4-6 against the spread, 6-4 to the under. The Clippers are 1-8 against the spread. They are 5-4 to the over. I'll take the Hawks, getting 5.5 points. I'm not liking anything I'm seeing from the Clippers right now. They're losing to teams like the Suns. That is not a good look. No Kawhi, no Bradley Beal. Honestly, I'd probably like it better, taking the Hawks if Beal was playing, because it seems like he's more of a drag than anything else. So yeah, give me the Hawks here getting 5.5 points, and this has got a chance to be in the pinned comment. That's all the games we have for today. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. I'm more than happy to get back to you. I appreciate everybody watching these videos. If you're the winner of the giveaway, make sure you get down in the comments and let us know that you see that you won. Also, click the link in the description. Go over there to stumpthespread.com. Get on that free email list. Check out the free picks over there under the free picks tab. Definitely check out all the premium stuff over there at stumpthespread.com. It's a great resource, guys. See all the premium picks that get pumped out across the sports world every single day. Some very good value on there. So definitely get in on that. And we'll see you right back here tomorrow, same time, same place, for more sports betting action.